Hey, I'm gonna extend this a little bit because you don't want to see my face too close. There's a very interesting thing I saw on some nature show. It was about how trees communicate with each other, whether they talk to each other or whether they communicate. So what the eggheads scientists, pardon me, scientists discovered that in actuality they do. Trees can send messages to other trees about like aphids or some sort of a weird, viney plant or whatnot, to sort of, I guess, warn them. And then the trees that are warned produce a chemical that, or they just produce sap that prevents the aphids or any other type of a parasite to parasite them. Is that a verb? I don't know. I'm a foreigner. Go Chelsea. But the way they do it is really ingenious. It's amazing. They do it by, well, they actually don't do it. What does it is the fungi. The fungi, like when you see a mushroom, what you see, they say, see an iceberg, it's only the tip of an iceberg. It's like 10% of what the actual iceberg is. Well, a mushroom, or a little bunch of mushrooms, is also just a tip of a giant, vast network of fungi. Like they have these filaments, these roots that go all underground. I don't know if you've ever seen, there was an episode of X-Files about this place, like a forest, not unlike this type of thing, but granted with more foliage. And Mulder goes in there to look for somebody, but then because of all this fungi in there, they are exuding some sort of a chemical that makes him start hallucinating, and he ends up like thinking he's somewhere, but he's not. Anyway, whatever. The fungi, with their network of roots underneath the ground, going from tree to tree, what they do is they are the wires. They are the T4 connection, the cable from like in a telephone network or internet network. And what they do is they allow the trees to communicate with each other. In return, the trees give them nutrients. And the fungi as well, the nutrient that it needs the most is phosphorus. So, but then you think, how do the trees get the phosphorus? Where do they get it from? If they give it to the fungi, they got to get it from somewhere. So what they, and this is friggin' amazing, what they actually do, well, no, the trees actually, I'm sorry, I've come to a bog. What actually happens is that the Saharan Desert, which is the size of the United States, as some of you well may know, has a lot of dust, right? Sometimes when there's a humongous dust storm in the Saharan Desert, it actually goes all the way to England. And you'll see like basically sand, small particles of sand flying around the atmosphere. And due to prevailing winds, when that does happen, it also sends the dust, the dirt, the sand towards the Amazon rainforest. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, we're actually talking about the Amazon right now. And what happens is there's about 50 billion tons of sand enriched with all sorts of minerals and nutrients and phosphorus. And that's how the trees get their phosphorus. It's amazing. If you think about it, it's practically unbelievable. Because, you don't think of, stuff like this, like that, over there, these trees, everything around me that you see as living beings. Yes, okay, a lot of you do, and myself as well. They live. They know when to shed their leaves so they don't freeze. They know when to produce sap so they don't freeze. They shed the leaves to protect moisture that is within them, or something like that. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass about this, but I do know about phosphorus in the Amazon with the Saharan thing. It's a fact. So there's all this, people talking about trees, tree huggers and how they were like all weird and all hugging the tree. But the thing is, how do you not know if the tree can communicate with another tree? Wouldn't that mean that it can also feel? Why not? Trying to hit stop, doesn't work.